So today we got a Subaru Crosstrek that a customer dropped off. Yep. We need a new starter for this vehicle. It's already open. Alrighty, we're gonna get a new starter on this thing, which I have right here. First thing we're gonna do is disconnect the battery. So right here, to prevent any electrical wires and the computer from shorting out while I work on the car, I am wrapping a rubber glove around the two battery terminals. This is not necessary, but make sure to at least remove the negative terminal and tuck it somewhere where it won't touch the connection. So right there, you just pop those two clips up, and that's how the air intake should be disconnected on that side. So it's actually a bolt that's supposed to be here. Usually a 10 millimeter, and that is missing, which is interesting. So the airflow sensor is located right here. You just want to push down slightly and it pulls right out. There's also a clip holding some wiring in right below it, which just pulls out as well. I used a trim remover tool and it popped right out. Then I move on to removing this hose clamp on the air intake. A flathead screwdriver or an 8 millimeter socket both work. Clip. So there's just one last hose connected to the air intake, and then you should be able to pull the whole unit off. You just have to grab a pair of pliers and squeeze both sides of the clip and pull it back slightly, and then you should be able to pull the hose off and then remove the air intake. There we go. Pretty clean in there, so that's good. Let that be. So to remove the starter here, we have two 14 bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then a 12 millimeter, and then there's just a little wire that we could pop off to remove that. So let's see if we could get this 12 millimeter off first. So to clarify, there's one long 14 millimeter bolt on the top of the starter, and then there's a 14 millimeter nut on the bottom side. The 12 millimeter nut that I'm removing right now is holding the wiring onto the starter. It's simple to remove. Just pull the rubber sleeve back and be careful because there is a washer that goes with the nut, and you want to make sure you don't drop or lose that. Although depending on where you got your starter from, it might have come with new hardware anyways. To remove the other wire, you just squeeze both sides and it pulls right off. So here I was having difficulty getting the lower 14 millimeter nut off, so I went ahead and removed the driver front wheel to give myself some more access. What we're gonna do. Put the parking brake on just in case. This tire is just pretty getting bald. I need to replace these guys soon. So the lower starter bolt is located right here. You can see by removing the wheel, it's a lot easier to get to. So let's see if we can get it. Oh, man. So with the lower nut off, I then move to the upper bolt. After that is removed, you can use a small pry bar or a flathead screwdriver to pop the starter off, since it might be slightly stuck on there. It's coming out. That should be a really long bolt. Alright, so that's the old starter. This is the new one. This is the one we're going to be putting back in. Alright, so the next few procedures are self-explanatory. We're just doing the opposite of how we remove the starter. I started off putting the 14mm upper bolt on halfway, and then I went under the car and screwed in the lower nut. Before I fully tightened them down, I made sure to attach both of the wires. So there's a wiring harness mount that is attached to the upper bolt. I realized I forgot to slide the bolt through that, so I went ahead and fixed that up here. And before we put that all the way on, let's put these wires on. Yeah, I'm good with my fingers. After all the wiring was connected, I went back and forth between the upper and lower bolt and made sure both of them were tightened down. tight. So weird. These sockets are backwards. The left on this one is tight and right on this one is loosened. Keeps messing me up. So make sure that's tightened, which it is. So 2 bolts are on. Third bolt is the wiring on. It's tightened. All the wires are good. Now we just gotta throw the tire on. And then 1 bolt. This bolt was gone. Maybe I'll try to source a 10 mil to attach that back. But whoever worked on this car previously did not put that bolt back there. Brake pads look fine. Rotors are getting pretty crusty, to be honest. So unfortunately, my GoPro decided to die here, but all we have left to do is to put the wheel back on, the intake, and then you're going to reconnect the battery terminals, and your car should start right up.